The advantage that humans have over animals, what stood us out in the whole evolution of things is that a lion responds to I'm hungry, so I eat. This is hot, I go under the shade. I'm thirsty, I drink water. It's a response to what default, is in my front. Humans are the only ones who can sit in a corner and make things up. So humans can imagine we building a bridge. The humans can imagine we doing this, even though it's not. Animals respond to what they can see and smell and feel on their skin. Humans can be saying nothing, feeling nothing, and just sit down and paint pictures in their minds.
Wow.
So we are objects of stories, naturally. So you are wasting a core innate weapon
when you are not telling your stories. Welcome to Masterclass, guys. Hello everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's another captivating episode of Career Chat with Emmanuel Faith. I am really excited because I have my big uncle, elder brother, handsome, super brilliant, super intelligent, also super humble, very creative. I could keep talking, guys. I mean, you know that like I'm a big fan of words, and he's someone who puts words to good use. This is where you clap, like, you know, do virtual applause for Mr. Victor Fàtanmi. Calling you Victor now feels, calling you Mr. now feels old, so I'm not going to call you that. I like to say my guy.
That was.
After my guy now.
How you doing now?
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave all these corporate introductions.
Yes, I have Victor Fàtanmi, and like I'm super. I mean, I'm always excited to have all my guests. You guys know, but I'm really excited to have Victor because Victor is one of my very multi-dimensional friends. And I use the word multidimensional very deliberately. So I'm not just talking about, for example, you guys watched the episode with Lachey where like someone has multiple expressions. It's that he is a founder, he's also like an individual, a corporate part. So I'm looking to explore both parts of him and squeezing as much knowledge for you guys to enjoy and of course for myself to enjoy. Yeah, so hi Victor, how are you?
I'm good.
Yeah, you've had a long day.
Really holding myself. When you were calling my name, I was like, no, Victor Fàtanmi. I was trying to pause you and teach you.
Yeah, please teach me. Yes, please teach me. So it's Fàtanmi. Fàtanmi.
Exactly. You go up and then you crash.
Okay, so
Fàtanmi.
I have Victor Fàtanmi in the building.
Now I feel welcome. But I don't blame you. It's super complicated.
That was good learning. So it was, I have a small joke, but I'll make it at the end.
Okay.
So I was making reference to someone. I was like, oh, please add the accent on the fa. Don't just write FA. Like the accent is a pivotal part of the FA. Yeah, so you know how, I mean, after people around me that, you know, HR should stop starting interviews with can we meet you? I think it's a very overwhelming question. Yeah, so one very soft landing I like to say is to ask my guest to tell my audience something that people will not believe about themselves or something interesting.
Yeah, I think I've said it many times, but most people still don't know that I grew up in a village. And I didn't watch any of the cartoons that most people watched. I didn't see any of them. I only saw Tom and Jerry. Oh wow! And it came up by 4 p.m. on OSLC.
So you are that's
and it was just bits of it. It wasn't like I even had access. Why did I find myself in village? I'm a prince. So my dad was king. My dad is. I'm like, what? He's still alive. He's there. You know, like usually. So yeah. Were you about to prostrate or what?
Yes, I know you. Let me give you. Oh yeah.
I did
for both hands.
Okay, guys.
Yeah.
Nice. I'm not returning this to you, by the way.
My lover will come for you. I would have gladly given you. Now I know what to get you, but yeah, that's fine.
Okay, nice. So yeah, I think that captures it. So I grew up much more differently than most people would have assumed in that sense. My mom literally created a school just so that I could go to that school.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's unique.
That's how she founded the primary school I attended. Because there was a public school in town, she wasn't impressed with it, and she didn't find the kind of school that she wanted, and she just created a school just so that I could go to that school. Yeah, so yeah, I grew up in a very rural settings, walking, goats, sheep.
I was about to say, like, did you farm or did you rear animals?
Oh, of course, reared chickens, snails. One more thing. Okay, I can record chicken, snails, and then there were just goats that you didn't own, but they just came around. You almost,
God,
them, they know you.
But you also cannot kill them because you know that after you fed them for 1 week, the original black and white. Sorry, translator will put there. Oh no,
but for real,
that's where I grew up.
It was okay. You also grew up
I grew up in a village called Abafa.
Oh, I see. So we can relate. Okay, good. Because like you know the goats, they know you. You're like,
but the owners will not come. They will let you feed them for 3 days.
Sure.
After 3 days feeding,
your own feeding is charity, and you know it already.
No.
So it was that kind of.
So that is actually interesting. Like being able to grow out of that.
And it's influenced me till date. It's why I keep going back to IIT. The only place I go to is IIT. IIT is like I'm gonna be 9 times. Oh, I'm not doing advert though. Like I go there and I go to other places that like natural. So nature is like luxury for me. It's not. And I guess that's because that's where I come from. So that's what I appreciate as peace.
No, that intro has opened up like 27 different questions. People are not. But I think I'm just gonna take it slow and say, you have the question I wanted to ask, by the way, was, what does like the first few hours of your day look like?
Okay. So there's a pattern to it. I wake up. First thing I do is lay my bed. Yeah.
I'm so proud of men who do that because I'm too lazy to. I come in after replying Slack messages like 11 a.m. Like, this bed is wrong. Should I lay it or should I'll soon sleep now.
I lay my bed and it feels good. Sometimes I don't feel like doing it, but I'm like, it's fixed for me. I must, even when I don't feel like. And when I'm done, it feels like I've accomplished something immediately. That's the effect it has actually. It feels like a responsible start to your day. So that's the first thing I do. I lace my shoes, I go for a run.
Oh.
Yeah. Sometimes a walk if I'm tired, but I go out. So I'm mostly out as the sun rises, and I love that. I really love it. Oh, wow. Sometimes like I'm looking at the sun fully coming out as I'm going back and I'm like, oh yes, that's how bright my day is going to look. So I kind of take some symbolism from that.
Interesting.
So I do that every morning. Then when I'm back, bathe and then try to do some meditation. Sometimes maybe not meditation, maybe just sometimes I read my Bible in the morning. I wish that was every morning, not quite yet, but I do some kind of reflection when I'm back, whether it's like reading the Bible, just meditating, and then sit down at my desk and get work to do. Yeah, sometimes it might be making something to eat right there, or just starting work and then find something to eat later. But so that part is like, but the fixed part is lay my bed, go out, come back in, have some reflection. That's fixed.
Great. So guys, I know that you want to hear about Fullgap and Fourth Canvas and everything. I will get there because the next question is probably a question I've asked like maybe towards the end or somewhere in the middle. But one of the fascinating things we were talking about before you came was how it's a trait I have, how you have a very short distance between ideation and execution.
I do, yes.
Yeah. How have you been able to cultivate that habit? I want to hear from a second party.
I think it's adrenaline, to be honest.
Okay.
Yeah. When I start something, I can't wait to get it done or to get a major milestone done so that I can feel proud that I have done something. That's just it. So it's like the idea, I get excited about the ideas, right? But I want to have a document done already that I can share with someone that fully fleshes it out. And it makes me feel good. That's it. I try to execute fast because it makes me feel good, to be honest. That's just it.
So
that's
a simple answer.
It's not very profound answer. No, like I need to tick this thing and then feel like, okay, good.
No, it's a sufficient answer because, I mean, everybody knows by now that I was out of job for a while. So when I was out of job and I shot this video, copying, mirroring,
we had some conversations in that period.
yes. So, oh my God, yes, we actually did. He wanted me to run a sponsored ads on the video.
Oh, they loved that video so much.
Yes, he really loved it. Yeah. I didn't do that video because I wanted a job.
I see.
I did the video because I wanted to be the first Nigerian to replicate it.
I see.
And a lot of people.
Oh, I see.
And I was the first Nigerian. A lot of people did it after, but I was already the first Nigerian.
And you're like, I did it, yeah. And that feeling of accomplishment is what it's sometimes.
Yeah,
That's
maybe that's value. Maybe do things that make you excited, make things you look forward to. Now I need to find a feeling.
It feels good to get things done.
I need to find a feeling of accomplishment that will make me open Friends of EF. That's one thing that I've not done this year. So
there's a downside to it, Sha.
Yeah.
There's a downside to it, so I need to address it because sometimes it has also now pushed me in the past to do too many different things. Yeah, because it can be boring to stay on one thing when you're looking for the adrenaline of getting things done. So that's the negative side. But the way to
Okay, I wanted to say like I can easily give an answer to that. You don't have to. Not everything has to be sustained forever. That's my short-term answer. That's short-term.
I think the other answer I will add to that is, now you can find smaller things to get done inside one same long thing.
That's also
that smaller bits in which you can still tick off everything. Because eventually we have to have things that we do for a long time. We have to have things that is going to take the next 3 years of our lives. We can't have, all our plans can be 2 months plans, 6 months plan by December. There has to be something you're working on now that's for 2028, 2027, and that can be boring. Yeah. Yeah.
I like how you added that it can be boring.
Yeah, it can be. You have to be ready for that.
Interesting. Okay, guys, this is like end of part 1. No, end of intro. You know, I don't know if you watch Bollywood. I feel like Bollywood have acted that. Where like, maybe I open an Indian movie and I see 2 hours, 30 minutes. I just know I'm in for a good time. Because I know till 40 minutes, everything they are doing is intro. Yeah, so guys, everything you've heard so far is intro.
Character building.
Yeah,
setting the pace.
Exactly. So let's get into it. I'm not going to, what I want to do in this, I'm not going to ask you what is available online. Guys, I'm going to link as many links as possible, as many interviews as possible. You started FourthCanvas, you co-founded FourthCanvas. I'm very curious about what part of being a member of FourthCanvas led to Fullgap.
Nice. How did FourthCanvas kind of lead to Fullgap? Yeah, nice. First, thanks for asking, because it's a good opportunity to remind your audience that there are 2 different companies.
Yes, that's like that. If I want that to be distinct, that is co-founder of FourthCanvas
and then co-founder of Fullgap. 2 completely different. Because at Fullgap, co-founded Fullgap, there are 3 of us, myself, Balaji, and Shegun. Yeah, Shegun is part of the founding team at FourthCanvas, but is not today a part of FourthCanvas, right? So, and then we have investors at Fullgap. We don't have investors at FourthCanvas, so there are 2 completely different companies. But there's a link. Fullgap started as an experiment inside FourthCanvas.
Interesting.
So Balaji, my story is graphic design guy on campus, super good, but never met deadlines. Then I met Balaji, the manual guy, super serious, too serious. I too creative, not serious, too serious, not caring for creativity. Come together, build a design business. So naturally, he's a structure guy. He's a guy admin, invoice, managing money, all of that. If you left it to me, the company would have crashed very early. We would have done very creative things and then crashed. Like FourthCanvas would have crashed very, very soon. And then if you left it to Balaji, it would have been a very boring, serious company.
Shout out to Mr. Balaji.
So he needed the 2 of us.
The balance.
Yes, he needed the 2 of us, and then we've then learned from each other. But it was inside of him trying to manage those structures manually. He had to manage so many apps, combine so many things. So like, let's build something that simplifies this. So it was a case of like, let's solve a problem for ourselves. And then he brought together some people within FourthCanvas, interns, there's Rosaremo on the team, and then decided to build as a side small project. But very, very quickly, a few months in, it's like, no, this thing is actually bigger than this. It needs to be a different thing on its own. And then they brushed out. And then we called Shegun, we called AY, people we had like done great things with back on campus. And then we started a new company. Yeah. So it's completely different, but the history is connected. Yeah,
I'm really excited that you touched on that. And I wanted to do a FPR for Fullgap, since I was one of the testers, and now that I was thinking about it, I probably should come and sign up. Now that
you should test again, because we've integrated AI now, by the way.
Yeah, so a very crucial part. I had sent a document to a client like a month ago, and like I just realized, oh my god, Fullgap has that feature. Like one of the favorite part of Fullgap is the documentation part. It's legal, it's up to date, it's accurate by all standards. Yeah, so use Fullgap today.
Thank you.
As what are the first challenges you faced as a founder, a tech founder?
As a tech founder.
Because before you're an agency now, branding, and we'll still come back here. But coming into tech.
Well,
This is a good time to remind you people that he's a winner of the Future Award Africa Tech Founder of the Year 2020.
those lessons started at main stack, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was CMO for a bit at main stack, and I wanted that experience because I'd been consultant, because agency is consulting,
Yes.
advising from outside in for a long time, and it was such a good experience. So it kind of prepared me for Fullgap in a way, and the initial shockers is that theory is different from practical. Theory is right, but theory takes time. But when you are in the field, you have to provide answers today, and sometimes it involves you throwing the books away and just doing what needs to be done now.
Or gathering knowledge for 73 books.
Do you understand?
There's
Now,
that part.
I'm not a fan of that. I was not a fan of that. I like this is how it should be done. It's a long-term thing. You wait it out and all. But I had to now enter a place where, okay,
People
you need to
asking
meet
for
short-term
salary.
goals. But I still forcefully ensured, though, that I wasn't throwing away the books completely. It was like, how do we achieve short-term things while we still continue to build for the long term? So that adjustment is very difficult. That was very difficult. And yeah, also the other challenge was I'm very optimistic, but my optimism was tested.
By Nigerians.
Well,
By system processes.
and by the nature of the startup by itself. The metrics for a startup is very granular. It's you can tell week in, week out if you're in the wrong
Are
direction
people onboarding
or
us?
in the wrong
What's the
direction.
cost of acquisition?
Do you understand? So at FourthCanvas, for example, we don't need more than 5-6 projects a year. It's not a mass thing. One project can be running for 7 months, and the money is worth it as well. It's like you get
Big
one client
things,
and it's
yes.
there. So it's not, you're not chasing numbers every day. It's more quality heavy. But once you're running a startup, it's quantity heavy. Today, tomorrow, now.
How many people signed up?
it's-
What's the
do you
attrition?
understand?
Where are people dropping?
Yeah, how long are they
Where are people
spending on
dropping
it?
off?
So-
Why is the landing page not body there?
So it took and required a different kind of mindset.
A version
Yeah, so
of
that was a
you.
lot adjusting to that.
No, well done. I respect every startup founder. I respect you people a lot. Okay, so let's come back to what Victor. One of the many things, but like a core part of Victor, branding and storytelling. Why should people tell their stories?
I love that. People should tell their stories because everybody, the audience, let me take my time. I don't want to run, but I really want you to get it. It's like our entire lives are made up of stories.
I was about to help you, maybe add to say why is branding such an interesting concept to be part of? So maybe that will help you.
Yeah. Still on the story angle, it's like if you think about the most important parts of our lives, which is money, for example, love, citizenship. I'm a citizen of this country.
Very important, guys.
They are all
I hope that changes.
they are all made up. They are all made up concepts.
Okay.
Yeah. So when I like to use this example, when you go to Semeboda, you are somewhere and the laws that apply are different, and then you come back here, you do certain thing, and it's not a crime here, it's a crime there. But there's a bird that flies across, and the bird does like, what are you guys talking about? I'm just flying across the planet. So Nigeria doesn't exist. It exists because about 140 million people agree that it exists and agree that it ends here and starts here. It's made of, it's intersubjective. It's not objective.
It just reminded me of international law.
Yeah, it's intersubjective. It's subjective opinion, but because we collectively agree, it's like the idea of monarchs. There's nothing in the blood of kings or their
Or
princes. Yeah, there's nothing really, but it's the story that's a royal blood, and that's a king. And then when the king says something, you're supposed to listen. His story is told and passed down. And it can look like, it's deception. It's objectively not, it's just another human being. We're just deceiving ourselves. No, we also need those stories because we need to make sense of the world. And there's too much information. So think about it now. You want milk, right? You buy a particular brand because you've used that brand for a long time. You've heard stories, ads have influenced you, people have influenced you. Imagine that every time you want to buy milk, you have to carry the nutritional facts and do an
Oh my
analysis
God,
of all
I
the
checked
big brands in the
vitamin
world.
C 12%.
Imagine that you want to move to a new country. If you want to move to a new country now, you rely on the stories you've heard of that country. That's
Yes.
it. You don't go online and check the geographical information,
Size.
facts of crime over the past 10 years, economic data. Nobody does that. Because, and if you're trying to hire someone or you're trying to be friends with someone, what people have told you about them would help you make faster decisions.
What
if we were
platforms
left with facts, we would not survive. There's too many information. So stories is like the shortcuts that our brain employs to make sense of things.
I think that's profound.
Yeah. Because if there's a royal line and there's a royal blood, we can easily make choice of the next king. If there wasn't the royal blood, then it means when the king is dead, we need to sample citizens and then say, oh, who has the best, this best, that before we choose a king. So stories have been there. Money, look at money, for example. Money, we agree that this money is valuable. Suddenly we can all trade faster. Alternatively, we would have been analyzing trade by barter to see, is this one weighty of this, is this gold this?
Is this fish compared to the chicken?
Yes. So stories make, help us simplify things, help us make easier decisions. So you are building a brand. You don't want to wait for people to do an objective analysis of you before they choose to do business with you. Because if that's what they have to do, then they wouldn't. You understand? If you don't tell your stories, you're expecting everybody to be CIA and FBI to go and dig up and find out that you have been. People will say, oh, if you are just be good, just be this, just do your whatever.
You've been HR for 10 years.
You've been HR for 10 years. So you mean that you want me to go and ask all the people you have worked with so that I can confirm that you have been great.
When I can just write a LinkedIn post and say,
you can make it easier for me so that I find a medium post that you wrote or a video or this, or you retweet people who said good things about you. So when I type your name, I quickly can make my decision. So storytelling is really about make it easier for people to make conclusions about you in that sense.
That's a very good summary.
And if you don't tell the story, they'll make the conclusions, but they'll make it on empty information.
But when you tell the stories, then people make the conclusions that you have positioned yourself.
That you want them to make. And you do it in bits and pieces. It's the character building you were talking about now. The movie takes 40 minutes, showing us bits of, oh, this actor hugs his child today. This actor, this, and then you're building bits in your mind. That's why storytelling is continuous, it's daily, it's weekly. There's this side to you, and that side to you, and this side to you, and that side to you. So the person who's watching, who's not liking, who's not commenting, who's not retweeting, who's just watching. It's forming an image. But we need to form an image. Let me end with this. The advantage, I just read Homo Deus, is one of the best books, by the way, Yuval Noah. The advantage that humans have over animals, what stood us out in the whole evolution of things is that a lion responds to, I'm hungry, so I eat. This is hot, I go under the shade. I'm thirsty, I drink water. It's a response to what is in my front. Humans are the only ones who can sit in a corner and make things up. So humans can imagine we building a bridge. The humans can imagine we doing this, even though it's not. Animals respond to what they can see and smell and feel on their skin. Humans can be saying nothing, feeling nothing, and just sit down and paint pictures in their minds.
Wow.
So we are objects of stories, naturally. So you are wasting a core innate weapon
when you are not telling your stories. Welcome to Masterclass, guys.
I don't know if I was able to explain that in a way that makes sense.
Masterclass with Victor Fàtanmi. Wow.
Does that make sense?
We can end it now. we can wrap up the class. Oh, by the way, this is a good time to plug in that he has a course on Udemy and then what other and on Seller. So please check out Victor Fàtanmi Udemy. Just Google SEO
storytelling,
and then Victor Fàtanmi Seller and get his course. Do I still have to convince you to do that? Obviously not.
Actually do, because I think I kind of still rambled, but at least in the course I laid it out.
No. I mean, you did not ramble. Like, did you? All those gems. In fact, I feel like we should just end this conversation now. But no, I need to squeeze out more. So I feel like you've laid a very good foundation for telling story and everything. So in very short,
I can talk for you all day, by the way.
Yeah, that's why it's my duty to ensure that there's not. You don't let me cast you. But yeah, so what's the same? And this is also in his course, guys. Yeah, I know. Don't ask me how. What's the simplest way for people to tell their stories? And people, professionals, founders.
Okay, good. Let me start with this one because there's the conversation online about personal branding. Do you focus on doing the work? your early stage? Do you focus on just growing your capabilities in the dark, or do you get distracted by storytelling? So I think that the simplest form of storytelling that applies to everyone, regardless of your experience level, is to simply carry us along with the progress of your journey.
I feel like you should say that again.
Okay. The simplest, let's say LCM in mathematics, lowest
common multiple.
Yeah, multiple. Yeah, or the MVP of storytelling
yes.
that applies to everyone, regardless of your experience level, is to just carry us along with the progress of your journey. Meaning, because when people hear personal branding or storytelling, they assume that I'm supposed to speak like an expert. I'm supposed to be writing articles. I'm supposed to be doing carousels. No, that's for people who are already indeed experts, who have acquired so much knowledge, so that when they say something, it's not a copy and paste of something else that somebody else has just said. They have unique insights indeed worth sharing. But for everyone else, because and that takes a lot of effort. Like, it's a job. You know, you have to trying to do thought leadership is work, is research if you respect your audience.
I'm glad.
But you see
I'm glad that you emphasized on that.
Very important. I wrote a short about it, the responsibility of having an opinion. But the simplest form is just, again, let's go back to the movies. The first things you're seeing in the first few scenes of a character are not serious things. Again, they're drinking tea, you know, they have a dog. They're seemingly irrelevant things, but influencing what you think about them. So, what are you doing today? You're working on something, just share a screenshot from it, that's all. You don't have to mock it up if you're a designer. You're a writer, what's something you read today? Just tell us about it. Like, take a screenshot of a book that you're reading. You went on a walk, okay, just take pictures from it, right? You cooked something nice, take a picture of it. I'm not saying you should then post every single thing in your life, that's distracting. But I'm like,
that there's a way that you can share.
Yes.
You closed out, you got a certification, you closed out a project, your first design was approved. Like,
that's something, right?
Daily things
so
are seemingly mundane, but they are not,
exactly.
because they are an element of your journey.
They're building bits and pieces. You are taking a course, a picture of your computer with the course playing, post it, right? Of course, if you're done doing that, for example, if you're posting pictures of books more than reading them, then that's a problem.
Yeah, I think that's
so
where people
again,
miss out on.
This whole thing is the secondary thing. The primary thing is the work that you are doing. So focus on the journey, focus on the growing, focus on the practicing, focus on you go to an event, your first priority is that you learn at that event and that you meet people at that event. Oh, but nice, tell us that you also went to the event. Tell us that you also met this person and that person. But don't make it, that should be the secondary thing. Be present at the event, be curious at the event, ask questions, really learn something
from the event. And don't just attend the event because you want to write about it after.
Do you understand?
Experience the event.
So don't carry a book in your friend's house. That's not even your book. The friend is not borrowing you. You now post it and you take a picture and you now post it. That's where it's fake.
Yeah, I get.
Focus. Like, actually have a life. Have an actual life that is noteworthy. Right? And noteworthy doesn't mean that you have achieved, that you have won something. It means that you're putting effort. Going out on a morning run is effort in your life.
Some of us sleep at 5 a.m.
I like it when I see screenshots of kilometers that you've run today. Just share bits. I do that a lot. I listen to music, I post it. It helps us know you. It helps us build pieces of you in our minds. And some of us will like you for it. And some of us, I don't know, there might be people who see my music choices, for example, and say, why is this guy listening to all this old music, right? And that's fine. And then people who would see it and be like, oh, I'm an old music guy. And then it's a connecting point. So yeah, share beats, your
progress. I really loved all you shared about like storytelling and personal branding. And like I said, I feel like at every point in this video, we could have paused or stopped and it would have been a great ending. Right now, I want you to talk about what's the most exciting. Guys, it's not mouth. FourthCanvas is excellent. Like, it's not even boyatabi, like they will say in my language. They do great stuff, impactful stuff. They work with the best, biggest. Someone called you a rebrander.
What an interesting time.
Yes, so they've done a lot of branding, rebrand. Now they are even doing, they said they are not more a branding agency, they now do strategy. What's the most exciting project you worked on at FourthCanvas? And why was it exciting?
It's two comes to mind actually.
Okay.
Number,
Oh, yeah.
That's because
that was good work. I can imagine how much went into it.
It's one of the widest range of projects we've ever done, because we helped name the company. We needed a new name. We led the process and helped create the new name, designed the new identity. We proposed sonic identity sound, something that could be part of their POS. And at the beginning, they didn't see the point in it because it's difficult to sell that. That's not popular. But later on in the project, when they wanted to create some ads, like, you people mentioned sound, right? We went to the studio and created new sounds, which add a story that connects to this game you play. You know, and something around numbers as kids. We created campaigns. We wrote scripts for TVCs.
It was intense.
We wrote, helped plan the internal launch, worked with the head of marketing.
The out-of-market campaign.
Amazing, Tolu Jogun, by the way. We did a lot. It was so stretching. And I think that's really, really why that comes to mind when you ask that
It's
question.
an exciting one, guys. Because I knew when it started.
And it was so wide. There were billboards, lampposts, there was radios. We wrote the script for the radio campaigns as well. I think we did. And then there were other agencies that we were collaborating with to do this. Video production. We were art directing. It was really beautiful. The second one is an unreleased project.
There's no ND.
No. I can talk about it. As long as I don't mention the name of the drink. It's for Nigerian breweries.
Okay.
Yeah. It's so these processes are long. So we've done this thing for years now, and it's not out yet.
Wow,
because there's so many factors involved.
True.
But what I enjoyed about it the most was that how we were referred for it, because we were heavy with tech work and all. But it was based on the excellence of our work, even though it was in a different field, that someone internally really made a case and say, no, if they can do all this work they've done excellently, they surely can kill this product packaging. And we did do, and it was a new challenge for us, which we killed, and it was beautiful. But there are other several factors involved in releasing the product, so it's still not out. But I really enjoyed the process.
I feel like I know about it. I have friends in breweries. But
interested.
Inside joke, guys.
By the way, our best work ever, actually, like the best work we've ever done. We just finished it last week.
Praise God.
But it's not coming out for the next 3-4 months.
Hey, Jesus. I cannot work in your company.
So that's what I'm about to live with. There's some things you would do. It's still not coming up because there's so many factors involved. I can't wait for it. So they're exciting projects.
No, just lovely. Okay, so let's...
so you know something about the MB work. Okay, you will tell me after this.
Like the range of my network sometimes surprises me. But I'm just like, how does the information land on my feet? Oh, yeah, I saw my friend post it. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, so let's come back to Fullgap, and this is my thought to the last question before we take questions from the audience. So you're a young founder yourself. I mean, and then you're a young tech founder. You are not a young founder.
Okay, well, 2015 is a long time for the founder part, but
but you're a young tech founder. Yeah. So two things. What advice would you give a tech founder? And what advice would you also give a professional working with a tech company? Okay.
Second one is a professional working with a tech founder or a tech company. Advice for tech founder would be,
coming from an award-winning tech founder.
Advice for a tech founder would be
building in Nigeria and Africa as media. Knowing the nuances.
It's been said over and over again. It's cliche, but I'd like to re-emphasize it. Be super lean. Be super lean. Be super lean. There are things you would believe in, and because of your belief, you might then put a lot of resources in it. But when you put too many resources in a particular direction that you believe in, it's a form of arrogance.
Oh, wow.
It's a form of arrogance, yes. Because you need to see your work as you are experimenting. There's nothing you are absolutely sure of. Iteration is the game for tech founding or for startup. Iteration is the game. So you can't commit too much in any direction, especially in terms of the resources. You should commit so much energy because you're trying to give it a chance. So that when you abandon it, it is not out of laziness. It is that you really it's not. But by the cost, the whole never quit is bullshit advice. Like, you should quit things.
Yeah.
But never quit on yourself or on your belief that you can make something else. But you should quit on things and do new things.
Yeah, don't fall victim of sunk cost fallacy.
Exactly. But yes, so you would have sunk cost if you put too much resources in it. You made it easier for me. That's it. So the idea of being lean, it's not about being frugal. It's not about, it is that it makes it easy for you to stay objective.
Yeah.
If you commit so much resources, then you are biased. And you start
you don't want to, like, you can't easily...
you can't face the truth that this thing is not, this direction is not working.
Pivot.
Yeah,
like,
but your ego, the sunk cost again makes it easier. So that's my advice for tech founding. For a professional working with a tech startup, you have to mentally work like you own the company. And I read a tweet recently that said, you can never lose when you work like that. You might think, let me tell you what looks like losing, which is that one day they lay off people without, they just lay you off. Or like, and then you feel like, oh, see how much I put in this company, all for nothing, or maybe the boss treats you like trash, you never get recognized for this so much you put. Maybe one day they hire someone else and just put them above you and they're paying them big salaries that they never paid you. You can always look like, oh, look out for yourself, or don't go and put yourself too much in all this work, or it's not your business, so no. That's the short-term myopic way to look at it. When you put your all in something, nobody can take away from you the growth that you would have experienced working that way. Because that ownership mindset is priceless. You are going to need it in your next job. Maybe if you don't appreciate it in this one, you leave eventually. It would have toughened and you would have built your skills for the next role. Yes, if you decide to start anything on your own, you are naturally an owner. So it's like, be an owner in anything you are doing. It's volunteering, it's unpaid, your boss respects you, does not. It's like, if you're doing anything, do it well. Don't stay somewhere and you're like, oh, they're not treating me well, so I'm putting half effort. If you have to put half attention in something, then maybe just leave it or go find something you can put your full attention in. Or stay there and put full attention and know that you're doing it for yourself. You're not doing it in response to the energy of the founder. That's not to excuse founders. Like founders who are great founders will get higher quality of productivity and art from their employees. That's on a macro level, that's the truth. I'm speaking on a micro level to an individual now.
Yes, I love it.
It's like, okay, an individual is like, what can you tell me? I'm talking to you, one person listening to this, which is, put your heart in it regardless. Like, do it like you own it. There's so much. In many cases, it would give you lasting rewards. The founders would notice and they would reward that sense of commitment. And when they don't, which will happen sometimes, you would have become way, way better for it.
No, that's very profound. And at some point, I was going to throw you a punch, but then you balanced it.
I balanced it, I mean.
No, but that's very profound. And like, I'm a living witness of that. Yeah. Like, I can't say I worked in bad places, but I've worked in places where I thought that I should have been treated better. Yeah. But whatever happened then, like, it's
still got better for it.
It's my knowledge. It's my...
Yeah.
I've left a job
and you stay true to yourself. You're an excellent person. Like, anywhere you throw me, I can't... It's like, it's my second nature. I have to be excellent. I don't care what the environment is.
And there will be testimonials. Even for... What's interesting is even from that founder that I think was toxic. He actually did a great job. No. Yeah, only. Do you
understand? He will say the things he doesn't like about you, but you see,
that work,
that thorough whatever, that guy is diligent.
Nah, he's going to do it. Yeah, so that was a great way to balance it. Yeah. The problem, see, guys, that you are watching, the challenge I have right now is that Victor has a lot to share, and I have a lot of interesting questions to ask, but I'm also looking at time. Yeah. So I'm going to ask my penultimate question now. You read a lot. Recommend one or two books.
First, because I can't go through everything, on my website there's a tab called recommendations. So on Fàtanmi.com, there's a tab called recommendations, and I have my 12 best books there.
Okay.
And I described why.
Okay.
So
let me use this slot for another question, guys. Abi, what do you think?
Oh, okay, let's do that. Okay,
do you have questions?
Good. But no, I'll still mention one book.
Okay.
Read 2 books. Read Shoe Dog, Feel Night, and read Ego is the Enemy by Ryan Holiday.
I've read Shoe Dogs.
Yeah.
So No, I am reading Shoe Dog. I need to go and finish. No, I've read Shoe Dog. I'm so like,
but it's not reading again.
Yeah, so I read soft copy. When my trenches era. So now that the Lord has started to bless the work of our hands, I'm reading hard copy. Paperback, actually, let me brag. Yes, so I need to go and finish it.
When breath becomes air, you will cry, Sha.
No, I'm not going to read that book with you people.
You will cry. Don't read it if you don't want to cry.
Yeah, but I think I will check. So I read Rihanna, the stillness is something.
Stillness is the key.
Yeah, I read that one during COVID. Yes, I'm going to look for Ego is the Enemy. Okay, great. Questions for the audience. What was your question?
So I think that everything we attempt to do is a part of our track record. So it is not failure. If I push ABC for the next 2 years and it doesn't work out, it is still part of my image in that sense, or reputation, that when I was pushing ABC, I pushed it with all of my heart.
Excellently, like people can see that you put in the
and
effort.
Someone might say, "Oh, the storytelling was so good." That's a part of my reputation or my awareness. That he told the story well, his energy was great, he was diligent at it. So it's like it's like an athlete. For every race that you run and you don't win, we still saw you run. And it's part of what we remember when we think about you. So I don't think you can fail with showing up, because whether that thing works out or not, it remains a part of what we remember when we think about you. And it builds for you the muscles when you're trying to then push the next thing. So you pushed ABC for 2 years, that's failed. Now you want to push X, Y, Z. You've learned things from ABC. You've become a better storyteller. Your audience has grown through that ABC, even though it failed. So at the end of the day, it's not really failure.
Yeah, and just to add to that, a very crucial part, and this is public knowledge, so I can share it. People do not know that Piggyverse, a lot of people do not know that Piggyverse was not Piggyverse. Piggyverse initial product was a product around exams or something like that. I'll find the details and put here. Push CV
then
was recruitment.
Piggy Bank.
Then Piggyverse. So, and in every documentation, especially the one that I love most from, what's the name of this our guy now? Big guy in tech. That I don't remember. That whole Vantage.
Okay, Olumide
But like he wrote it, they did like 2 paragraphs to them. Documenting how honest, how transparent, how detailed they were in documentation. When the business was failing, they wrote in detail to the investor. Hey, this idea was great. Thank you for investing in us. We've pushed it so far. We've gotten traction, Bokoso.
It's not giving money. We'll get there,
And they spent investors' money. But because they were so detailed, so thorough, guess what? When they bought their Piggyverse,
the investors still backed it up.
And put money in it. Hey, man, are you people mad? Because they were so detailed, so thorough. It was a case of, we have done everything possible. We won year, but we lost year. And if we lose the year, your money is going to go. So we are coming to tell you that, sorry, we are packing this up. And like, guys, interestingly, the gap between both was like less than 90 days. Between when they killed one idea and then when they brought that.
So the honesty was important.
The honesty, the details, the thoroughness. So nobody even remember that one exists now, because they now went on something else that succeeded. No, I think that was a great profound response. Thank you.
And I like that question. There are different phases for me mentally. And when I'm in a new phase, I just move into the new phase. There are things that I didn't quite go back to my audience to explain. That, okay, see, this is why I've not been sharing much as I used to on this. So, because in my head, I'm like, we have such a long time. And the result or marking script or anything, if it exists, it's still a long time
Like
ahead.
your career is a marathon.
It's a marathon.
Yeah, I think that's one thing.
So I don't feel the need to explain my swerves and changes. And like, everybody will be fine. It's like, this is my head space now.
What's next?
Do you understand? And I'm so focused on it. At the end of the day, it's like in 10 years' time when we zoom out, that's a better way to know if some of these efforts were worth it or not. So as a young person failing fast, the perspective is, I'm young. It looks like motivation talk, but when Gary Vee says things like, oh, Sanders came up with KFC at 54, this person did at 60, it's It's not.
It's just
not,
letting
it's
you know
factual
that
stuff.
they lived
People start
50
stuff at
years
45.
of their life.
So I'm 31. I feel very young. Let alone a 21-year-old. So at 21, believe in something so much from 21 to 23 and let it fail. Okay. Next thing. What makes it easier for you to have that perspective is that fail fast thing, and it sounds easier said than done. But what makes it really easy to do is to know that you have time.
Yeah, so you can like make mistakes, keep it going.
It's like in the Olympics when you're jumping or some of those things.
Yeah,
you have like
you have
3
to
chances.
6 times.
Yeah, sometimes in sports you have 6. So
yes.
imagine that you jump and you didn't even make it to the pole, or okay. You
No,
have
I have 5 more.
So if you bring it back to reality, it's almost like you have 100. You have like 100.
Oh my God. Yeah, that's
like 100.
Fun.
So yeah, try a startup, get a co-founder. You people fight after 1 year. The startup crash. Okay, next thing.
Go and work with a company.
Then go and work with a company.
Senior product designer.
Okay, you have so much time, and that's my favorite message of Gary Vee's message. That's one thing I emphasize so much, which is you really have time. Like the anxiety I see, like people, the anxiety I see in people.
Oh my God, I want to buy a car. I want to
just pray that you don't die. You see, as long as you don't die, which that one too. If you die, so it's peace now. That is peace. No worry, no anxiety. But like, as long as you are here, let's just do something else. So this is perspective. There's time. There's really time. I don't know how old you are. 41, there's time. Okay, maybe at 60, I can say maybe there's I might not say there's time. But we're still young. 30. No, that's the perspective. That makes it easy for you to fail fast. Just know you're really, really young. And there's really, really, really time. And you can do 5 more things over the next 5 years. And 4 can fail and the 5th can succeed.
Guys, and like if you watched like my video with Lashe, that was something that she also emphasized. Like the fact that she's done a lot of things in like a very short period of time. A lot has been shared. So, guys, this is my last time I will be saying penultimate. Don't worry, this is the last time. Yeah, so my penultimate question, by the way, my last question is always for my guests to ask me a question.
Nice. By the way, I also have something I want to add.
Okay. Yeah, so my penultimate question is, what's a question you wished I asked that you would love to answer?
That's a good one then. Okay. That brings it. I wanted you to ask me, because we've been speaking from the perspective of the individuals a lot.
Yeah.
I wanted you to ask me for how leaders can lead people better.
Okay.
Yeah, as broad as it is, there's a part of it I wanted to just speak to.
Yeah, please do.
And leading better is so wide. But one part I really want to talk about is that modeling is one of the most critical components of leadership. And there's a lot of talk. Leaders talk a lot. We talk on Google calls. We talk on emails. We tell our people to be this. We tell our people we need them to do more, to do this. But one thing that is that is a bit lacking is we being models of the kind of employees that we want them to be. And it is not just in hard working, because many leaders are actually hard working. They work weekends, work days. But you need your employees to be humble and to listen to one another. But if you're arrogant as a leader and you don't change your mind and nobody can talk on you, then
nobody can even share their ideas or post your ideas.
You're not being a model for the kind of employee that you want them to be to another. You can't be emphasizing that people should rest if you don't sometimes take your own leave, for example. I'm talking about hard work as well. It's fine if you are the most hardworking person on your team. The truth is, the vision is clearest to you, right? And the reward, if everything works, is also biggest for you as a leader. So don't feel entitled to your people giving you their hearts and their all.
I feel like all founders should listen to that.
Yeah. Sometimes because a founder might be working weekends or working late at night, and it's like, why are these people not doing the same? No, it's you get it more. Your job is to continuously make them get it more. Your job is to continuously make them care more. Your job is to continuously make them see the vision more. But at any given time, there's a higher likelihood that you get it more, care more, see the vision more. So you need to. I saw something on Quora, And this founder was like, oh, I have these 2 employees. To be honest, they do their job 9 to 5, but once it's 5, they always leave. They never stay, and I'm worried. I'm like, wait. You just said that they do their job
9 to 5. You even added it. That means
you said they do their job well.
They are good ad workers.
Your concern is that, people elsewhere stay beyond 5, and then, no, wait. Maybe they didn't get to a point where this is not something we're entitled to. You know, and that entitlement
I'm so happy there is a founder that is saying
yes.
this.
So because
when I talk, they'll say my own is too much.
Because it then affects how we react when people go the extra mile. So your people are spending extra hours.
But you already view it that they should.
So it means that you're not as grateful to them. Someone said you should lead your team as if you're leading a group of volunteers. If you run an NGO, and people are volunteering. Thank you so much. Like NGO people, they have to, because most of the people you're not paying them. Yes. So it's like, oh, thank you so much, guys. You know, when they bring the volunteers together, they're like, oh, guys, thank you, well done. Most NGO leaders kind of are like cooler because they're not paying their people. But you are paying.
You think that
I know. I don't want to suggest that I'm referring to anybody, but I'm like, I've seen founders who are nice. Founders to founder, there are cool people out there, but then they access to the employees. So it's almost like once you are paying someone,
you then feel like like money is the only thing. They can get money anywhere.
Yeah, do you understand?
They are giving you their time.
There's a reason why you pay for something. And in most places,
you still say thank you.
Yeah, exactly.
Like because it's quality,
they give you and you say thank you.
Like even a makeup, even services, makeup artists, you have paid them, but because they did a great job, you still go ahead and say thank you. So that's the mindset we also need to have with employers. So I feel like there's a lot of work. And
lastly, one more thing I need to add. When I see
Teacher Victor, sign up on his courses, guys.
One red flag for me with leaders, and I'm not saying it I'm not condemning them. I'm just saying something that needs to be improved upon. That's when I see a leader rant endlessly about people are difficult. People are so difficult. These guys are frustrating me, and they go and go and go. And I'm like, you should spend this effort
actually
figuring out
to them.
a solution.
Yeah. Or talking
to talk to Emmanuel. Yes. Talk to Emmanuel Faith.
Yes.
Because and I'm like, if you are complaining repeatedly about a staff over and over and over and over again, fix it or fire the staff. Like, do you understand what I'm saying?
Actually pay them and some benefit and let them live.
So do something that fixes the problem. Train them, correct them, change the structure that's making them okay. And if all of that fails, let them go. You can't spend years complaining about the same employee.
Even months.
Or months.
Yeah, even
or
months.
a set of employees.
I feel like people need to know that like it's
say, oh, my employees are stressing me. Do something about it. Or change the people. Again, someone might say, oh, it's got to find new people. Well, that's your job. With your HR.
Literally.
That's
why we're here. Thank you.
Here.
Thank you very much. No, this has been a masterclass in all form. Yeah, so the last question is for you to ask me a question.
Okay.
This is why I adjust you.
I like asking people questions. What's the most formative experience for you? There's who you are right now on this seat. There's your personality, which I really love, by the way.
Oh.
Yeah, your energy is very clear, and you're great at what you do. So there's Emmanuel Faith today. Okay. What's the biggest influence that has made you up?
I feel like I want to let you ask 2 questions. I have friends who ask for extra slots. Okay.
I'll take 2 slots.
Okay, so what has made Emmanuel Faith?
The most. There's many things. But what's the number one?
I wanted to say poverty sat me down the Saturday morning. But since you said it's the most influential one, so poverty will be like number 2.
Okay.
I think the first is literally a good name is better than gold. Like, I can't even remember.
Where you heard that from?
To date, I don't even know what part of it. I know it's in Proverbs. My brother will be so ashamed. I know it's in Proverbs. I honestly don't know which Proverbs. But every time I wake up, I think a good name is better than gold. So either it was when I was a PLO in my department in ESA OAU in 2015, or when I was a campus ambassador in 2016. I was a campus ambassador. Nobody knew OAU because it was only Unilag company. Unilag were the most popular ambassadors before I came on board. In 2 years, OAU was like this and other guys were coming up. We had OAU, then UI had very brilliant guys. Then we had this private uni. Where did Messi go? I think it's Babcock. But like it was OAU, then other guys trying to come up. So at every point, like anything, there's a project I worked on last year that was not excellent because of structural issues. Till tomorrow, I cannot talk about that project. In fact, if I have the money, I probably call the people and say, you pay me this money for this moment, take go. Because that project didn't go to life. Not because of a fault of mine, but because collectively, all of us could have done better. They could have let me add more value in that project. So anywhere Emmanuel fits is, either it's career-wise. The first company, I barely talk about it, I worked at was Taxaid. Taxaid was a tax consulting service. 5 years after I left, people still, because I was the first intern. And I literally opened them up to see the value that intern can bring. I was in tax. It was the HR. It wasn't like I opened doors, Unilag Tax Club, OAU Tax Club, started sending interns because they were like, oh, we don't want to hire some, we want to get an intern, we'll be teaching you how to use Excel. But because of how excellent, I started as an undergraduate intern, became a graduate intern, became a graduate trainee, became an associate before I ran away to GE. Same thing at GE. So I want my name, women football, like today, earlier today, they witnessed me. I was writing a sport article and I was just researching every extra numbers, every extra data. Not because I cannot cook up an article and say,
done.
But like when it's Emmanuel Faith, I want it to be that a good name
I love that.
is better than silver and gold. Yes, I think that's one thing that forms where I am.
Did you have a model for that?
Sadly, no. I know to get nobody like that. But yeah, but I think that's one thing.
So
and then
you had to carve your way.
Yeah, my mom used to say that when my mom was raising us, because I mean that's a background to that. My mom started raising me when I was 15. So you can imagine trying to raise a 15-year-old that already grew up and had all his formative years. One of the things she hammered in the head of me and my younger brother, my younger brother mirrors that too, is that there are enough problems in this world. So if it's the true solution I can bet to this world, I'm happy. Yeah, so
that makes sense. So she's in a way a model.
Yeah, in a way. Yeah.
My second and
final
question,
question.
I only have 2 slots, is what's the most important tiny decision that you've ever made? It must be tiny.
The most important.
You know those tiny decisions that then turn out to have a big, tiny decision, but I had a big impact.
Tiny.
Take your time.
It has to be between changing government to commerce in my third job.
Interesting.
Because that ended my accounting dreams. Because I had to be an accountant, I had to work in Big Four as a pure accountant. You know, I'd been reading top 10 scandals of 20th century since SS3. Like, you know, I say, you enter exam, someone got 74, you, like someone's answer is 74, you're always 47, and you know that you've missed it. You don't even need to see the teacher. I was that guy with accounting. My books were always balanced. Credit, breadth, statement of comprehensive income, statement of
someone did not write something that you wrote, they are wrong.
They are wrong. They don't need to see the teacher's script. And then I tried to get into accounting twice in a way I did not get it. So the third time I just yanked commerce off and put government. So that led to me studying economics. And I feel like that led to me becoming leader, being in position, meeting Funtokoya, who told me about HR. No, even meeting David Adeshina, who told me about Unilever Campus Ambassador, because David Adeshina was in economics. If I was in accounting, I'm not sure. That's a very profound question to ask. I don't think I've ever talked about that before. Because in my third jam, I realized the reason why I wasn't getting admission was because I was writing commerce instead of government or accounting. I didn't want to write accounting in JAM because I didn't trust, 10 years ago, I didn't trust JAM's marking scheme. So a lot of people had written, so the way accounting was either scored 97 or 47.
Okay.
Yeah,
so that's so wrong.
That's too spurious. So I'm going to write commerce in JAM. And I realized the reason why OAU was not giving me admission was not because my score was low, but because OAU does not accept commerce in JAM. So I just yanked it off and put government. Went to buy essential government, read it back to back. And I scored 76. And I got admission to economics. And every other thing happened. Everything that shaped my career, that laid the foundation of my career. Because being a Unilever Campus Ambassador, the knowledge or the model of Unilever Campus Ambassador is what we used to build Kairos Campus Ambassador.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah, being in economics made me join tax club, who got me my first job after school.
One tiny change.
Yeah, so just yanking off.
Yanking now that you say that, because that question I asked you, it's not like I've even asked myself before. It's not like I've asked myself before. But now that you said that, it reminded me, I have a similar story, which is I was going in for architecture, to study architecture. Then I failed post-JAMB. Then the following year, I was supposed to fill the thing again and write architecture. I'm like, this architecture itself looks like to have plenty maths, so. And I'm the theory guy.
Yeah, you didn't think that.
I just said, what's the next course in that department? And I saw estate management. I'm like, I just picked it. And my dad used to have a friend who was an estate investor. But I didn't know that that's two different things. You don't have to meant to be an estate investor.
Oh my God, yeah. I thought economics was demand and supply. And of course, I did demand and supply in school. I didn't know that we get in and we do mathematics. No, it was crazy.
So in this case, I picked estate management because it sounded like it's theoretical. And I was right. And it meant that I was having opinions. If I had done architecture, it would have been very straightforward. And I would have been a serious student, I believe. Yeah. But I went to management and things were up for interpretation. And I had different interpretations. I disagreed with my lecturers on some things. Yeah. And they marked me down for disagreeing. Yeah. And then made me lose interest in the system. And then I found my way obsessed with design and entrepreneurship, and I left school. And if I had gone to architecture, all of that would not have happened. Oh my God. And again, we'll never know if that would have been a better life or a worse life. But that left me on a completely different where we are. We'll never know. But yeah.
One of the reasons why I include this part to conversation because people ask me questions I do not think of. Wow. Interesting. Thank you for asking me that. Yeah. Guys, if you are here by now, you have not liked this video, you have not shared, you are wrong.
Very wrong.
Very wrong. No, thank you for coming. And I thought that this was a very rich conversation. Yeah, it was. And if you agree that it was a very rich conversation, please leave a comment. Say thank you, Victor. And then share. Thank you very much for. It was a good job.
Very, very good. Thank you. Thank you for bringing me on. Thank you. I had a good time.